Okay, welcome to all. Here we are in the episode of Mic Drop Mondays. Today's August 11th, and we are recording this. It's Monday, Mic Drop Mondays. Today is Monday. I want to inform you that we are having a national raffle. We've sent the tickets everywhere in the country. You can go to our website, which is carefulprez.org. And if you want to buy tickets there, or if you want to sell the tickets in your station where you work or in your area, if you contact us, we'll send the tickets on paper. On paper. Okay, we are going to start the show in Spanish, only in Spanish.
No English today.
Well, a few words in English, also maybe. Okay, here we have some representatives from the Union, from the state of Texas, South Texas. We have Jose. Aquil Cano. Oh no, Aquila Cano. Aquila Cano. Aguilar. Cano. Aguilar Cano. Aguilar Cano. Jose Aguilar Arcano. Yes, from Brownsville.
De la ciudad de Brownsville.
Branch number, how do you say branch? Is there a word to say branch in Spanish? Or how do you say branch anyway? Well, branch would be station. The station, if the station would be, union number would be branch, or I don't know if there is a word to say that in Spanish. Well, branch 1456 in Brownsville. And we have Cesar Hernandez. Branch number 4. The branch is from San Antonio, which is in Uvalde, Texas. And we also have Jorge Valdez, also from the same branch, 421, and he works in Eagle Pass, Texas. Also, thank you, friends, for being with us now. Now, let's talk about where you work and perhaps the difficulties you face, or how is the work going there, or things happening at the stations where you work at. And we can also talk about whatever you want. Jose, then, yes. Thanks for taking the time to make this happen. Well, for this discussion in Spanish, if I... Not all people take into account that many Hispanic people, that is, they work for the post office. And we are with you. We thank you for this. Doing this for us, that is. This simply reaches all of the community, the Hispanic community. That is, well, us here in South Texas, not just South Texas, but throughout the United States, there are many people who work for the mail and for the postal mail, and English is their second language, which is why I thank you for taking the time to do this. I also thank Sarah, too, for taking the time to do this.
For sending the links to everyone.
And also, the information to us. I say thank you very, very much for the time you are giving us. Of course, here in the United States, there are people who speak many languages, Asian or others from all over the world. We have a lot of letter carriers, mainly most of them speak English, and there are quite a few who speak Spanish. And they are more comfortable speaking and listening, while communicating in that language. So what can we do as a union to make people feel more welcome, who speak Spanish or that their main language is Spanish? What do you think of that? Well, look, we saw that especially in Brownsville. 99.9% of the population here in Brownsville is Mexican. Real Americans are very few. Everything about the valley, the area, from here in the valley, the majority are Hispanic, that is, the index of the population here, as I tell you, is totally Spanish speaking. We have several postmen who are a different color, and they have problems because people don't understand them. Look, then they get frustrated a little. Then they sometimes come talk to me. Hey, I want to tell someone this. How do I tell them? This lady passed me the phone to talk to her. Now we have more tricks with the applications that exist on phones. Since I know many postmen who that they want to talk to customers and they put the letters or talk like that on the phone and translate that into Spanish or Chinese or any language. Any language. Now we have more possibilities to say that. But yes, the postman. You did say almost everyone is Hispanic there. But among postmen, what percentage do you think that they speak Spanish? Like 90% or 50%? Like 90%, most of them. Do you speak Spanish in the office? Do you speak Spanish or do you speak English? No, English are the two. Here they speak Spanglish, they call it English. Spanish. Yes, it's Spanish, some in English or in Spanish. What you don't understand in English is only in Spanish, Spanish, English, whatever. We already do it here in Chicago at the stations, where there are many who speak Spanish. Well, we speak it, or we speak English or Spanish, and this is very common. And I think that in this case, it is you, the problem here with us. We are forgotten of the population that is further north of us, like everything over there, Dallas, Houston, all that where there is most of the... Is everyone north of you? Well, everyone, right? We are in the border. Well, as I say, we are like the forgotten children from here, from the union, which don't really pay attention to us. They don't pay attention to us. When I last talked to you, we were here in Austin, which was nearly 6 hours from here, from Brownsville. At the state convention, I talked to you. That's when I asked you that day. What was the NBA function? Be there for us. What is his function? Towards the union, towards the local union here. And you said it was to help us with problems. That they are there to deal with complaints about what is happening in the local union. For us, right? But well, unfortunately, our national representative, who is Sean Boyd, you know him. Well, he's forgotten us. Because he tells us that what we have is something local. It's not a local problem. It's not a problem they have to do. Who says we fight a lot? It's not that we fight much. What happens is that there are many injustices, and I tell you that there are injustices of the highest level. They're after you, harassing you. Then I respond, did I already tell you not to talk to me? They no longer send me any messages. I'm not going to answer them. I mean, all those problems that there are, it was told to him, it was made known to him, to Sean Boyd from me. Right? Was it when he told me, you know what? Well, it is a local problem. It is not a problem that I have to intervene in the problem. Then I tell him, well, then to whom do I ask for help? Because yes, not here. He wants to be president. He doesn't want to do anything. Well, let's look at it. They have their branch, their union branch. They're in Brownsville, and we are all part of the National Association of the letter carriers. Well, we are all part of that, and every person is also part of his branch. They receive 2/3 of those of the union payments. The national union get 1/3, nothing more. When the local union is making a decision, it is a decision, is the decision of the members who are part of that premises, who are paying their positions at that place. Then, when we work for the National Association, when we work for the National Union, Let's get involved when it's a question of the contract. We have a national contract, and we want that the contract is followed in all parts of the mail. It doesn't matter if it's Brownsville, if it's Chicago. The step where it is true. We will intervene when they are not following the rules that we have position of an agreement with the mail, with the national. And the other thing we are going to intervene, that's when a local isn't following to the rules that are set in the Constitution of the National Association. So sometimes it's something they have to do, intervene and they don't want to, or sometimes it's a matter of when members in that location have to intervene and make the changes, for example, because no, he doesn't have his meetings in Spanish. There in his branch of the union, yes, we have meetings, right? But unfortunately, for us, more for me, that I go and open my mouth there, like, well, pretend that I'm talking for the because there are more members who are in favor of among themselves in their own congregations, just of them, that they have their own people. And I tell the kids there, they're afraid that, well, are we afraid? Because if we talk or they're going to say something, what are they going to tell you? You are paying a 31 for every 4 weeks, because they help you. So for every 4 weeks, you're paying up there, and you say $100 a year. Not at all. So that they can do with the money, and you and your representation that you must have, don't have it. So I say, well, then what? With them, I go and I tell them the truths. I'm watching, what's happening. But I also need you to go and look, hey, what is it? Passing here. In other words, we have many problems in overtime. We have a lot of problems in the East. And they see that some people, that because we have many problems on the mornings of harassment of that. What do you think Articles 41 that go and they grow the route in the morning? Even if you are not there in the morning, they make the route. You don't know that today I don't want to walk, well, friend, from your provider, right? Today I don't want to walk, what? The name of the route was that time, fit me the route. For make your mouth there your time, and half when the postman comes at 7 o'clock in the morning, let him go to the East Street. Regular, that he goes to the street already with, the mail is already boxed there, hey, but wait. I mean, how no more? Because you don't want to walk, you are going to give a favor to a person, and the postman who should put the time, I already told him, I took off your stocking. So you have half an hour less. Because he already has his own route. Do I grab it? It's already bought. Do I grab it? It's already boxed. They're taking time off their own route to do work on another easier route. No, that is for him not to go out so that the other mailman, he's not going to want to walk. Give them half an hour to give them one. Good street walk. That will know. Better? Here they fit him. I do half an hour, and I do the normal route at 8 a.m. The box. June had undertime. Well, no. I know if that would be rape, but the point, for me, it is that in the national union or wherever we have, that we get into where they are not following the contract. So if postmen think, what do you imagine? Or do you think they're not following the contract? That's where we have to put the grievance. And we have to do with the process to put all the details and see if, and apply the contract and see if they went on. Look. This, about 1 year ago, 1 year ago. 1 second, I'm going to go back to you. Again, but I'm going to introduce the 2 new people we have here. Salvador, if they want to introduce themselves, and Rigo. Also, if you want to introduce yourself, where do you come from? Their names and what do they do with the union? Salvador? Do you hear me? Of course I do. Or my name is Salvador Sequeira, and my colleague is there right now with the one he is with. Mr. Cano is speaking now. And I come from branch 1456 here in Brownsville, Texas. We're also having that little problem that with the union that they are not transparent in no way of what they are doing. As much as in financing, beliefs and everything you have to articulate with what is happening. In the post office with the postman, and they always leave us 0 blank And it is, as my colleague said, that we ask for help.
From Sean Boyd,
And he always gives us the script, he throws us aside, that we are not important. It makes us feel that we're not important. What's his reason? I don't know. We've been sending emails to Washington, DC, regional for all parties that we can have access. And thanks to a colleague of us that is locating us, that helps us how to do things. We are very grateful because we have put it on, highlight some aspects that we have of low against management and the union. I mean, it's not just management. We are in battle with union too. Because, no, the S don't move or not. What do you want me to do locally? Well, in particular, I have been past situations with them, that they have tried to do everything to me possible to get me out of there. The reason it's the thing is that always I've been against the bad things that have been done and are still doing. So no, they don't like me. Mask. Yes. Well, Mexican, but the word me less. Come on, let's see. And that's what they don't want. That is how the union is. Set with the managers. No, they don't want that teapot taken away from them. They are not very used to it, accustomed to doing them, which they relax once. And no, it is not in the constitution of our well-being. I mean, they are there for a reason, for protect the constitution of our contract, our rights. Exactly, and that's what they're failing a lot. And we have tried when Javier was Bernal. Before, another pretend that they took Juan from Javier Bernal and put Sean Boyd in the same position, but a little younger. And well, we have choices. I want to tell you, they're both friends of mine, but that doesn't mean say they're doing it right or wrong. Well, I don't know, but we have elections. Obviously, there's going to be another election next year. Nothing more. We are going to have the choice for the president of the union, but we are going to have the choice for the business agents. In each region of the country, and also in the regions, there are elections. Who is union steward there in Brownsville? That's the problem, we don't know. We don't know who the steward is, who isn't. The steward. No. There is no concrete.
There's no concrete junction to what they have.
It's who? Above all, are unbalanced. No, they don't know how to tell you. Themselves, everybody. And then to finish it, we have to the which it was, I don't know if it's, or state president, neither does Carlos Rodriguez. It's no use. In other words, there I had a situation that when talking about, no. I'm talking wrong. I'm talking what? It's true. And if the truth, no, I don't lie, but it bothers me from your perspective then. Yes, for his perspective, but what I'm trying to do to give birth is also that when my comrade Cano was steward, he was doing all the things of the contract, what should be done when you take this or to defend our rights. Now, when he was about to pay us a grievance of equitability, they took it down. Why? Because I already felt the pressure. The evildoers of the union together with management, that they were already going to take that teapot away from them, doing whatever was going to get messed up now. Why is it permissible than one? Like Mr. Cano. They discipline him in that way for doing the good stuff, legal stuff. That's not fair to me. I'm always with the girl, I was disciplining him. Oh yes, he fired him from work. What I was doing, which one was doing, A job loaf.
Yeah, the union steward.
They removed him from his post
Porque ya
because
estaba
I was
a
already
punto
about to
de
end that
finalizar
contract of
ese
the
contrato
Echo.
del Echo Ability. Ahora,
Now,
¿por qué lo
why are you going to
presentaron
remove
cuando
him when
todas las
all
cosas,
things,
all
the
the red
red
flags
flags were there against
¿Por qué
management?
lo vas a
Why are you
quitar?
taking it off?
Nomás porque
No
te
more,
van a
because
tratar
they are
de,
going to you. They are going to
disminuir
Reduce
tus
your conveniences to the things that you want to do. Which ones are not in the contract? Look, and let's hear from. We have 2 new people too, but this situation for me requires intervention of the national union. We have to go there. And one thing I've always done, like the NB in my area, have I always tried to work as hard as possible with branches in my area? What are the members serving there? Well, but when there is complaints or when there are problems, I get in, I'm going in there. I know that not everyone thinks the same, but if I'm the president, so I'm going to do things. I get involved because I don't want anyone go out with the thought that your union is not working for us. Each member must feel that the union is working for him or her. So I get in there and I have the national contract. I want to know the as what drivers have are that we have to generate. What result have we had in the drivers we have installed and all that? And also sometimes there are problems
with, because obviously there are choices.
but there is certain places where they are not. For example, notifying members of the union. When will the election be? They're not warning them, so no one can run for that position because they don't know that there's going to be election. So those are situations when the national union has to get in there, glimpse, and make a resolution that everyone, it is and one does not arrives happy, but hey, we have 2 new people. If they can, please introduce yourself, Rigo and Gigi. I don't know them. Well, I know Rigo, but I don't know Gigi. Who goes first? Rigo, you're in Mexico. Yes, I'm in Mexico. Teeth. Name is Mari Hernandez.
I'm a steward from Branch 38 in New Jersey.
In what station you work there at?
In
A Pueblo-like station? Yes, exactly, in Union, New Jersey, W. K. Thank you. So her name isn't Gigi. No, but everyone knows me as Gigi.
No,
Hi,
pero
Sarah.
todos me conocen como Gigi.
I'm going to
Hi, Sarah.
do the intro like
Voy a
everyone
hacer
else.
el
I
intro
do.
como todos los demás. I do not speak or whatever on behalf of my branch. So, no.
I wanted to be here because I was
quise
very
estar aquí
interested
porque me interesó mucho
that you would like to do an
que
episode in
ustedes quisieran hacer un
Spanish,
episodio en
given that in my
español.
branch,
Dado el caso de que en mi branch
there are many
hay
in me.
no en mi branch,
In my station, there are many Hispanics, and you know that, like, Hispanics sometimes, one doesn't understand when one tells him, like, slow down, don't do this, because one always wants to be on the go. And then when it's time for you, discipline, because today you are less tired or you don't do things. Since I was doing them all during the week, so when they want N10, the union, he's here. So it's good that you do this so that, because there are many of them who understand instructions, but they don't really know the contract. They do not understand why they are not. They understand many things, and I really like it. What are they doing? They're just not told that because of that, have them slow down. They are simply told that they have to work. Surely it is what they have to do. Not to me. You don't have to say that. So it is simply told to the workers have to work. It is for your safety. And that is, it's safe passage. Not, as I tell you, I do. I don't tell them, oh my God, go like an ant. But the problem is that, well, in my case, I am Hispanic. Like 100%. I wasn't born or raised here. I came here when I was 21. I am from Honduras. And when I came here, I just wanted work. I don't care what they told me. I wanted to work and work so many times. We don't like being told that.
So, uno tiene
One,
que
you
hablar
have to
con
talk to
ellos
them in the
para que ellos
way
entiendan.
that they understand
Muchas
many
gracias.
times.
So,
Do you speak to them in Spanish?
yo
I speak to him
le
in
hablo en
Spanish,
español,
yes.
sí.
And what if you have an interview with the supervisor? Always? Yeah, no, they tell me.
Sí, no, ellos me dicen a mí y yo
And I'm
estoy
reading.
leyendo
Or I write
en
it.
vivo y ellos
And they
están
are with
con
Google Translate
para
to
saber qué estoy
Knowing you're
diciendo.
saying things right.
Sí.
Yeah, and the stand-ups or what?
No,
No,
los
the
stand-up
stand-up talks.
no.
No, they don't
Ellos
talk
no hablan español,
Spanish, but
pero
we have many
tenemos
people
muchas
who
personas que han venido
they have
ahora,
come now
a la
to my
estación,
station
y que hablan
and they
mucho
speak a lot of
español.
Spanish.
Y pues hay muchos
They
de ellos que me
understand.
entienden.
That's why I say
Por eso digo,
it would be very
que
good if in the
sería muy
future
bueno
this
que en el futuro
they did
hicieran
at least one
por lo
instruction.
menos una
That there are
moción.
people who
Hay gente que
understand the
entiende
instructions
las
but don't understand
instrucciones,
well
pero no entiende bien
other things like
las
stand-up
otras
talks.
cosas, like, como se dice, la stand-up talk.
And
Y uno tiene
one
que,
has that management does not leave you,
no te deja a ti, como
as
por
if to
decirlo
put it like
así,
that,
decir,
tell me
me
you
puedes
can give
dar
me
10
10 minutes, I'm
minutos,
gonna
voy a pull them on
put
the
it to the
side,
side.
y que
And I'm not gonna
me voy
take
a
it here
tomar
to the
aquí al
side
ladito para hablar
to
con
talk to
ellos,
them.
ellos no te
They don't
dejan
let you do that.
you know,
Not me. They want you to do it on time.
Salvador, are you still putting the, I think,
Are you?
taking out the already button again? It came out of me. Is it noisy? I think so. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes. So what we are talking about, stand-up talks. For me, it is an important thing because we want, well, must be able to understand all employees what they're getting, saying his supervisors, and then after the supervisor is speaking, sometimes there is a talking between the people there. And when, for example, we have done many, when a person doesn't hear well, which is just whatever it is, we have always said, no, that requires translation. Does it require a person who knows how to do the letters with your hands? No. And it would be the same for me. If a person, he does not feel comfortable in the English language, there must be a way to translate to that stand-up talk, or what are the instructions or whatever for that employee. Because as I tell you at the beginning, English is not an official language. English is one of the languages spoken in this country, but in this country they speak
Many languages, English, Spanish.
whatever it is, and when we have postmen who talk and who
Feel more comfortable or understand each other better.
in their language, there must be a way to translate instructions in your language so that are comfortable, or if you plan to do discipline. Obviously, that person must understand what are they telling you if it turns out that they are going to lose their
Job or
and they're going to do something bad to him in his life. They must understand what is,
going through there.
but that's something that it's supposed to happen. It's something she's supposed to pass. For example, if someone speaks Spanish
And one is going to do, for example, a PDI.
with them, and then one has to ask for a translator, or one can do it himself, or is something that management has to provide. Well, yes, they are doing it in where you work. It's not good. I am the one who translates for them, but it is because
They don't want to.
I imagine bringing someone with me. Yes, amen. It doesn't bother them because they know that I'll tell you what it is. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not happy to hear that. Not me, because it must be like this, and those, like, as representatives of the union, is this what we should do to town? Ours, for members of our union. Rigo, are you going to say something, sir? Of course, yes. I'm Rigoberto Hidalgo. I'm in San Antonio at the branch 421. And of course, what I'm going to talk about is my opinion, just my opinion. I'm not talking for the branch 421. And I've been working for the mail 20 years. And I've been chief steward for the last 6 years from the station where I work. And one of the reasons I identify with Gigi, because one of the reasons I started being steward was because I saw how they treated people, or that I was going with the intention of working and give my best, but it is never enough. They were always behind you, always the one who... The more he works, the more... Rigo, you're breaking up, Rigo. You know, I have the connection is a little poor here. Yo, listen to him. I listen to him.
Yo te
I hear you,
escucho,
I
yo
hear
te
you.
escucho bien.
Good. Leave Wi-Fi in Mexico too, Rigo. I'm on Wi-Fi Caesar. So I was one of the reasons that I did steward, and the same as Gigi, I'm trying to reach people and at the same time defend myself and learn a little more from the contract. Now, of the things I can tell you, in the last 3 years, the most problems, big ones that we have in the region, here, it's ours. If I'm not mistaken, we're region 10, right? Yeah, you guys in Texas, yeah. This is the biggest problem we have is when step B, the problem which is when a grievance, we do not solve it and send it to step B, the time it takes to receive the decision. So I feel that the members, the postman, the time it takes to receive a decision for a letter of warning in Article 8, Article 41, it is. Once? Is how long now? How long? Are you waiting? It's already lost, I mean. How long are you guys? Are you waiting? That it's taking so long right now, Mike, we are. We're talking like about 6. From 6 to 12 months, we have postmen who are in a 16 to 7, with 67. And so we have one that he is already 1-year-old, turned 1-year-old. Yes, one is a friend. So because it is, for being steward, they started harassing him. That is simply, well, that is, he has returned to work at that time. Well, now, spoke for the Caesar, yes, that person has returned to work, which is helping him, that is, that he has.
One, because he was in military service.
I mean, yes, I mean, but anyway, I mean, although you have one second job, simply morally, I think that it hurts you because, I mean, it is your main job, the mail. I mean, you are dedicating a lot time to work for the mail. And for them to do that to you, but I want a resolution anyway. I am paying, but yeah, I mean, though, I mean, I say that he was saying, who has been constantly talking to the Region 10? What do we have? And this, and well, just as they say, just give him the oh, well, that's it. We are here. We are working 3, number 7. We are in the number for within 2-3 months. This one, the problem, grivances, it's all over the country now. About 2-3 years ago, I was starting to, and this we started trying to move the thing. And one of the things we did is that when a representative of the union, as for example me in my position as the NBA in my area, when I go with the person I'm with, I do things in the central area. When do I agree with that person? That it is necessary to activate new teams from you, be in the DRT. When we have that agreement and the mail does not wants to do it, that we are going to file a national. A yes grievance, is there a word for grievance? Or not? Yeah, right. We're going to file a national, it's called a lawsuit. File up. But the national, a national, that's what Puerto Rico calls it. One that is I don't know. A national, I also had one. Okay. One of these, to force the mail to put more people, because we have an arrangement with them under the Article 15. And the arrangement says that they're going to activate certain teams and they pay for it. They pay for us, and that's what they... By reason, so that I am no longer doing so much things what they should. Things what they should not. If they do something they shouldn't do, they must resolve it to the first point that we filed a solving there at the station with the supervisor or wherever, and when they don't do that, that there is a way that we try a settlement of the situation. Well, that's what happened when we were in Boston. We made a resolution.
My union, my local number 11 in Chicago.
We issued that resolution to the convention. If we win it, yes, we won. Yes, it happened. But since then, as the president of the union doesn't want to make that kind of with the mail. He hasn't done it. And we have seen that the delay is accumulating more and more. And what they are suffering, it is we who suffer, we need resolution to our, in the mail, they don't care because they already did what they wanted to do. Also, the other thing I did over a year ago, I made a proposal with him, executive council, with the executive council. How do you say? That, executive council. We put in a proposal that we study what the problem is. We already saw that we already have over 30,000 grievances throughout the country, nothing more in Step B. In the DRT, but at that time we had 115,000 are accumulating. So I told them, let's go. Let's start studying what the problem is, what can we solve, which is the problem with the process we have of the grievances, that it is not working well. And they told me, no, not here. There's not a problem. We don't have to do anything. And we've seen that hasn't worked. Because that is the delay that we have. See, it's accumulating more and more, and it must be 14 days by law for the contract. It must be 14 days in Step A. If they don't resolve it within 14 days, we must be able to move it to the next level, and that's what is not happening. We provide training to all the locations of the union. Yes, you are going to make an agreement with your supervisor. They don't want to solve it, move it to the
Next step then.
Well, we're not going to be there. Assholes, just sitting there. Let's move. Let's do something. But when the grievance gets to Step B, there it stays. And then we also have the same problem when we are requesting more dates. To put them, the arbitration hearings, how do I say that? Hiring arbitrations. Arbitrariness. Yes. Arbitrariness. Yes. We have thousands and thousands of cases in everything. The country waiting here in my area, we have almost 1,000. Well, grievances is they are waiting on hearing an arbitration. Well, that problem is everywhere, but I remember in Texas, about 2 years ago, we didn't have that problem. Is that correct or not? Yes, I remember. It will not be 3 years, and the decisions will be... We received, I don't know, in a month at the latest. Exactly. I remember that too, because I know one of the representatives there. And they always told me, we don't have that here. Problem, we're moving things here. There are quite a few teams there from the DRT. He's got 10 teams in the state of Texas. He knows that another problem, also the idea. You know, that there are many that are lastamen. And it is very difficult to do a clean when they have to do it because it is very difficult when the male, he doesn't want to offer them work under its restrictions. Yes, I fear the grievance. And it's only if a person wants it. Run. That grievance goes first before of any other grievance. But when it's a situation like this, who can work but with restrictions? If the male wants to harm that person, he says, no, you're not going to do anything. Stay in your house. It's not going to give us work. When they do that, that grievance doesn't move. No, he doesn't have. Priority as the grievances is when when they want to fire us, that's going to take priority. So that, for me, it is also a problem because the person can't really work. You can make money, and it's the same, but it's that kind of grievance. He's staying there, and it doesn't move.
Jorge,
What? What is this? What do you wanted to be here with us here today, sir? Or my name is Jorge Valdez. Working at the post office, I'm going to 13 years. I've been full-time for 11 years, 2 of CCA. If I'm not mistaken, I was one of the first. I entered 2013, which was when they started the CCA program. Exactly. So, in what month did you enter? April?
in April,
In April, that's when it started in April 2013. Then, one of the biggest problems I see right now in my station is that, believe me, we have postmen, young people who have a lot future ahead, but they're not trained, okay? They enter with the mentality of go, 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 go. And
I think that
the bosses, like what? They have them as threatened? True. It doesn't surround, they begin to cut their hours, and there it affects them, right? So many of the CCAs and PTFs that we have here, I mean, they're on a roll. They're running, and they're not doing things right. Well, I think that missing more training for them to do work well, right? So that they don't, like, they're not going to get hurt. They have an accident. Because if that happens, let them be. What I see with new people, I like it. I mean, yes, if you see the other unions that are electricians or plumbers or carpenters, whatever, they do their own training. Because that's his workshop, his people. They know how to train their own people. What we do.
training,
But the person who makes the decision is the supervisor. The supervisor can run to that person in the first 90 days or 20 days, and then they are.
no matter what we tell them,
When we are training, the supervisor is going to tell them, no, the important thing is that you are faster than do it like this. I don't care about the service. What matters is the time it takes. So they are learning their habits, and they're saying that that's what's important for that job. It must be that the postmen themselves must taking care of the training and teaching well to new employees how to do the work. And this would be different from how it is now, in my opinion. Training, we do, but we do it low. The rule of supervisors. And they have the power to run to that person. And obviously the new employee knows that the person who has control of the supervisor, not his other person from the... And in another postman, well, there he is, doing training. And I think that must change. That 90-day thing shouldn't exist. Yeah, I think a postman, come in and start paying your union dues. Must be represented maximum. Exactly. So that they are not in that situation, because like the supervisors here, do they have what the sidebar calls it? Conversation, right? No, not so much, especially on Sundays. On Sundays when they come to do both go here, that's when they have those conversations with them. You didn't do this during the week. Yeah. You don't do it like that. We're going to cut your hours, and then it's 90 days. I don't think that should exist. And the training for
CCR,
me, 3 days, it's not enough. And sometimes it doesn't even last 3 days. Sometimes 2 days. 1 day, and by the second or third day already, they are delivering mail alone. And they don't even know the route. They don't know anything. They don't know where there is. danger, right? Like dogs, you know, things like that. They must learn when an OJI. This with them, but 3 days, for me, it is not enough. And that from the 90 days that they are not protected, that doesn't work for me. I went through that, and thank God it wasn't so bad for me. Because, as I told you when I entered CCA, I lasted 2 years from CCA, but I had the opportunity to put a hold down on a route of a postman who was hurt, that he was hit from behind in the mail vehicle. So when I had the hold down, I was on that route for the first 2 years. For my CCA career, then I learned that route, and it is the same route that I have right now, right? But like these CCAs that come, new ones, they change routes. They jump on different routes. They don't stay. They don't learn the route, what it must be for them to do it. Right. And as I say, customer service is number one for me. Customer service is number one. The rest, and it must be safety and customer service. It's number one. For me, exactly. Okay, thank you. We have a new person here with us. Maruti, if you would like to present with... If everyone else, when one is talking, if you can put on the mute button, please. Mute the audio. Put the mute button, please. Thank you. Rudy, are you there? Oh, well, maybe. We'll go back to him later. Another thing, Mike, too. Another problem that I also see here in my station, and I imagine that in all, when these new mailmen come in and the PTFs, the uniforms, this is very important. I also think they don't have to last so long to grab the uniforms. To be presentable at work, many times when a new one comes, I used to train the CCAs, well, to the CCAs, the before. And when the training was over, I always gave them the shirts that I always gave it to them, or I like to wear shorts or pants, right? What I had was, I gave them to them so that they could have a uniform, because it's also important to me when you walk on the street, especially in December. Salvador, every time you leave the... I don't know why, but you hear it later.
I don't know what's going on.
every time you put it on mute, it unmutes. I don't know why. Like 30 seconds later, we can hear, all the noise, and I'm looking at you and I see, like right now it's on mute, pero luego en un rato it's going to be like off the mute. We'll see. O bueno, lo checamos. Suena mucho mejor cuando tú estás en la mute. Jorge, go ahead, sigue, señor.
Go on, sir. I think that of the uniforms, right, I think the CCA then, entering, they must get their uniforms too. Let them be presentable. And as I was telling them, when we start delivering in December, which is Christmas, let them start bringing us early in the morning to deliver packages while it's still dark outside. And one postman you deliver to homes, and people see you out of uniform, they can think someone who he wants to steal, but when they look at the uniform, it's already more different. There is more respect. But that's by law. If we see the law in 1970 after the strike in 1970, they passed the law, and a main part of the law is that it will, being a career job. So when a person is entering to be a postman, there must be restrictions. At the beginning, for example, before always, we had to take the exam, and they give several steps. The check of his history, anything. But then when you go through all that, and you're already an official mailman, you must come in uniform. You must come With the rights, it must come with everything, so that one can present itself and be a professional mailman in the community to the ones we serve. And that's what we don't have. And for me, it is against that of the spirit. The letter of the law of the Postal Reorganization Act 1970. Is that correct? Caesar wanted to ask him if you can us. Report a little about your work. No, I don't understand why we don't have that. In my state here in Illinois, but you have a position with the union, what is called a district, something, no, I don't, what neither, nor what is it, or what would that, what, yes, you can explain a little about that. Yeah, Mike, this is just here, I mean, the state of Texas has this of 38 Congress people. That's why it's difficult for simply for a president. I think I cover all all that. That land, Texas, you know, you came here. Texas is very big. And that is why it was decided to divide this and in 6 sections. Just no, section 1, Bob, from Dallas over there, I mean, editing a whole form of a map, if you are familiar with the state of Texas, that is, if you look like Corpus Christi, which is in the Gulf of Mexico, and you make traces like a line crossing San Antonio and almost reaching El Paso, and everything that is the south, everything, all that border, that's District 5. I mean, that's the terrain I have. That is the terrain. Well, that is why the reason he put that is where I am. That is, grab that position for them to be for the district. Well, I am the he, that is, now I am the he, congressional liaison, whether from the postmans. When they have a problem, I go, I tell you what is happening, the resolutions that are in there. Well, let them benefit the postman. I mean, you know that, well, here it is. Well, one of the most important was as Resolution 70, and not to privatize the post office. That is, and you go like this to everyone, all to the, and that is like me traveling. Well, or be it was like, well, I met Cesar Salvador. I met Aguilera Cano. Wait for me 1 second.
Rudy, can you
Caesar, yes, no, thank you.
Sí, no problem.
Thank you. Yeah. I am.
All right, go ahead, Cesar. Sigue, por favor.
Talking, and that's how well I met a.
Y así fue como pues conocí a.
Mande.
No, don't go on. Go on.
No, sigue.
Yeah, and that's how I met.
Y fue así como conocí a.
As I met this one, Salvador stays there to well, like this. I am as Jose Aguilera Cano, and simply, well, I mean, look at the situation in which his office was the.
I tried to.
Well, I mean, no, just like the district representative. That is this. Just like Stewart, because also Stewart is in my office, and I was there. They talked. They asked me questions. Tell me, hey, you know what? Well, this is happening, right? Well, you have to do this more or less. That is, I think that the one part that he simply got me into problems, that is because I arrived now, yes, to calls from the district to me, that of Region 10, and they told me that, well, let me leave those offices, but well, they always tell us, Mike, that a blow to one is a blow to all. That is always what we know about the union. Well, they hurt one of your brothers. Exactly that. It's because that is me. They were saying, you know what, not to help. And how was I telling you the when? We were there in the... This, not this, I'm representing... Right now, the state is simply my east. My personal form, yes, you understand me, if not. So that... The way I was telling you, that the reason that I feel that part of... From South Texas, I feel like we're not represented, and I told you that is the reason I feel like we are Mexicans. Or I feel the reason we are, which is not taking us into account much, because Well, I mean,
Pues,
like
o
you
sea,
said a
como
while
tú
ago,
dijiste hace
you said
rato,
that
dijiste que
when
cuando
some is in
una
office, which is not, it is
una
not
oficina que no es
functional,
funcional,
doing the
haciendo hacia los
agreements,
grievances,
it is
es
when,
cuando,
well, it is the
la
regions when it
región es
comes
cuando se
in,
mete.
and exactly, that is grab, send,
Exactamente,
1 RA,
porque
and
agarra,
this.
manda una RA y
Well, I mean,
pues,
start
o sea,
grabbing to
empieza a
do that.
agarrar,
All that to
hacer
clarify.
todo,
César, para
por ese
clarificar,
sewer.
To clarify,
para
okay.
clarificar,
o
le
Say
sea,
that
puedo
is,
decir-
1
simplemente,
second.
un segundo.
I want for
Quiero
clarity,
para claridad,
and I have seen,
yo
yes,
he visto
throughout the
en
country,
todo el país,
wherever Mexican or
donde esté la
American people
gente
are, or
mexicana o americana
China or
o
whatever,
China
I've
o lo que
seen
sea. Yo he visto
where the thought that the
donde
union has
el pensamiento que tiene la Unión Nacional que
is
no
that
van
we
a
are not going to get
meter
involved in
las
things
cosas locales.
local,
sí.
Y yo no
and I
estoy
don't
de
agree with
acuerdo con
that,
eso, pero
but
eso
that
no
doesn't
quiere
mean they
decir que
do
lo hacen
because they are
porque
Mexican or
son
because
mexicanos o porque hablan
they speak
español.
Spanish.
¿Sí me
Yes, he
entiendes?
understands
Pero
me, but he
puede-
can, well,
puede
it can be
ser
nothing,
una
but that's the way it is.
forma de
To represent the
representar a la
union.
Unión,
Mira,
pero no
But I don't
estamos
agree.
hablando de eso, y
That
eso
we have to
tenemos que
change.
cambiar, porque
Because
cada
every
persona
person who is a
que es
member of
miembro
the
de la Unión
union of the NALC,
NALC debe
you must feel that you are
ser
part
parte
of
de
the
la
union,
Unión Nacional.
national, and must have
Debe
representation
tener
where
representación donde trabaje,
where it doesn't matter
no
the
importa la situación.
situation.
Sí,
Yes, well, sorry.
perdón. Lo
Exactly. I mean, no, it's not.
o sea, no, está bien.
Well, no,
está
it's
bien.
not right. And I
O sea,
mean,
como
like
dices
you
tú,
say,
o
I
sea,
mean, there
no debe de
shouldn't be
haber
that.
eso, porque, o
Because
sea,
I mean,
tú
you
te-
realize
o sea,
you
tú miraste
you
la
looked at it
fiesta,
when you
cuando
came
viniste para acá,
here
para
For, I mean, the convention here in Austin.
tú miras,
you
o
look.
sea,
I mean, you looked at some
o
or
sea,
be a representative of the
representante
the region.
o sea,
In other
como
words,
tú
he was
estabas
living with
compitiendo,
others,
pero, pues,
but no, never to
a
us.
nosotros, ¿sí me entiendes?
You
O sea,
understand? I mean, as you say,
Lo que
he didn't
sí
want to
quiero
take you
decir, la
if I eat it. You feel that is.
que, hazte
Be
cuenta,
aware,
pues,
because as they say,
yeah,
yes, that is how they are for you. They are for us. Treating like the stepchildren.
o sea,
I mean,
como
since
nosotros
it's not the
mismos,
same thing that they treat you,
tratan
they
así
treat those of the large offices
de
because, well, that is.
porque, pues, o sea, yo digo que, ¿mande?
No, I told them, what if?
No, yo dije
That is like large
stepkids,
offices
O sea, como las
stepkids,
oficinas
¿verdad?
grandes.
of Steve Chow.
Sí,
Uh-huh.
stepkids, yeah,
I say that
stepkids,
because, well, that is offices.
sí, entonces, eso digo que porque,
Like, I
pues,
mean,
o sea,
offices like
oficinas
Dallas,
como- o
offices
sea, oficinas
like
como
Houston,
Dallas,
offices like
como
Austin.
oficinas
In other words,
como
do I
Austin,
know where the
o
most
sea,
votes
¿de dónde
are?
están los
The whole
más
state?
votos?
I say
¿De
just
dónde
having those
saben?
three
Yo digo que nada más, o sea,
office.
teniendo esas tres
With that,
oficinas,
this man simply.
con eso simplemente,
You can reelect.
señor se puede
I mean, and
reelegir.
it's not fair that yes.
Porque
Well, while
sí,
those who
porque sí,
continue
ya, pues, mientras
crying or continue
aquellos
doing
que
what they
sigan
and
llorando,
whatever they want, that doesn't suit me.
se les dé la
It
gana,
matters as long as I have all the
pues,
votes.
mientras
From
no
here in
tenga
this
todos
area,
los votos de aquí de
they can
esta
do whatever
área,
they want. You can tell them
pueden
that.
decir lo que quieran, pueden decirles
Do you
que
understand
no,
me? I mean, I don't
¿sí
think
me
that,
entiendes?
or
O
be
sea,
that is, he
yo
knows
creo
that is
que,
this.
o sea, y él sabe, o
Sir,
sea,
I mean, he spoke to me. He told me, you know what you're getting into?
me ha dicho,
A lot
"¿Sabes
with
qué?
here
Te estás
helping these
metiendo mucho con aquí
boys?
ayudándolo a estos,
Because the mere truth,
muchachos,
I was the one who
porque,
I
pues,
told
la mera
Jose I know
verdad,
what it
yo
was.
que
I
le
told him,
dije a
you know what?
José Sequera,
Are they going to
¿sabes
run you
qué?
in your
En
office?
tu oficina te
And if
van
you
a
don't do
correr.
that, if you
Y
don't,
si tú no haces eso,
you do a
si tú no
congressman in
haces
carry.
haces un congressional
This one is going to run
party,
to you. I tell you,
te
I don't
van
know
a
what.
correr.
They're just going to go to you.
Entonces, nada más te van
You will
te van-
already be outside the
ya vas a
mail.
estar afuera del
And boy,
del
Jose
correo.
did it.
Y lo hizo, muchachos,
And that is to say, and
José,
simply, well, that is
o
to
sea,
say
y
that was
simplemente, pues,
where I got
ahí
into
fue
trouble with this
donde
gentleman.
yo me metí en problemas con
He
este
talked to me
señor
all
Shaw.
angry. He told me,
Habló
well,
todo
no,
enojado,
I know
y
what.
me
Why are you
dijo
telling
no
her
sé qué cosa,
this?
¿por
This
qué le estás diciendo esto?
boy
Te
and
van
not
a
the
correr,
union
no,
does
pues,
not protect
claro.
him.
You know, la
Management are
unión
harassing him every day.
management lo está acosando todos los
No, well,
días.
the only thing I eat now, yes,
Y no,
and
pues, lo único, yo
No, they
creo
couldn't
que
run it.
sí,
y no lo
or what
pudieron
happened?
correr.
Not until
¿Qué sucedió?
I'm still
no,
here
hasta
then.
No, aquí sigo.
ya, pues,
There, it's there already.
Oh,
ya,
es usted.
Yes, go live and
y
cool, as they
anda
say.
vivito y coleando, como dicen.
Put on a uniform so we can see
Ponte un
him.
uniforme para que podamos ver.
We're not sure.
No estamos seguros.
He is the individual that I was with you mentioning recently, and sorry, the interruption. Put it on. He's the yes.
No, no,
Él
está
es
bien.
sí,
This to this boy, I call him a
a este muchacho,
boy because he is
no
smaller
sé
than
qué
me.
muchacho porque está más
From
chiquito,
height.
de estatura, de estatura.
No, but it is a soul with all my
No,
heart
pero
because
es un alma de todo corazón.
he being
porque
in
él
Uvalde,
estando
Texas, and us here in
en
Brownsville,
Texas y nosotros acá en
he does his
Brownsville,
best,
hace todo
everything
lo posible,
possible, to
todo lo
instruct them on
posible
how to handle
para
us
incluirnos
in these types of
en
situations.
estos tipos de
And just like the
situaciones.
partner said, I
Tal
can't
como dijo el compañero
see the names, but the one who was talking a little while ago,
el que estaba
that
hablando
the
hace
CCA
ratito,
bring them,
que los CCA
pure fart. I mean, they bring him in. Hurry up, hear Jorge without... He cares about safety. Yes, hurry, Jorge. In this one, I can relate to that situation because I was in those In those steps, when I entered two, and this, when I was about to, if I did not listen to Caesar, in the advice he gave me, I would have been out by now. Not because it's you, 100% guilty, but because they are tricks they were to administer against me. To be able to get me out once and for all, so that leave me
Unmask them. United.
journeys they were making, in conjunction with many more in here, and they feel oppressed to that, oh, if I say something, if I do something to express and defend my rights, they're going to harass me. We have, we don't have to feel, so no one should feel that way. I mean, when they made the vote was to defend the rights of all postmen,
Chinese.
Mexican, white, black, you name it. We all bleed blue. When I was in the service told us we all bleed blue. Here, everyone, we're the same. If you want to walk from Lambiscon or whatever, that's your thing. But the main thing is to do what is right. Customer service always comes first, 100%. But his alliance, we are where we are already.
More or less.
Balanced. To sustain the storm we are going through. What I was going to say is that, what do I hear from you? It's the how. Is Caesar's work more or less representative to the Texas congressman? Well, there are 38 in total, but it's divided into 6 parts. So part of them, let's say about 6 of them or 7 of them, they're in their Caesar area, but as it is, representative in this district, there in Texas, he also gets to know the people there. Postmen, what are their problems? He tries to get involved in solving things, helping in all that. And what I'm hearing from you is that they are grateful that he is doing this apart from his main job, which is what it means to have a voice with congressmen there in your area. Yeah, because I'm coming, I'm representing the state. That is, I don't know. I mean, this I say I go and represent the state, and later, that is when I finish my representation of the state. Well, I mean, I'm steward. Then I mean, I have to have
One-to-one conversations with them and me.
they start counting there, because this is happening to me, this and me, well, that is like, steward, I tell you, you know what? Well, it is. This is what can be done. This, it can be improved. And that is to say, and simply, well, that is to say, guys, basically, I talk every day. And then that is, you tell yourself those problems that are happening. With Jorge, I talk to every day. With Rigo, we talk every day. We have a group
In the San Antonio area.
So you met them. Just, I mean, we're there to, I mean, they just think that, they think we're in one group to do problems, but that is simply or the management. Is it changing? That is this one. These managers are not the same as they were 30 years ago. These managers are trained to not comply with the contract, and as they know that, to put it bluntly, the grievance process is, it takes 10 months. And then, you know it's broken, surely. Exactly, almost all of them. The front of the country is broken. Hey, I mean, I believe, I wasn't going to tell them we're going to hear from Rudy. Because it's 1 hour later, they're in Puerto Rico, and we don't think he goes to sleep. Your bedtime has passed. Your bedtime has passed. We don't want it to get... Rudy, are you there, sir? Tell us about life there in Puerto Rico. What's the postman like there in Puerto Rico? We don't hear anything. He's already asleep. He's not talking. But no. Yes. Yes.
Rudy.
Listen. In here. Here in Puerto Rico, then. It's more or less one little bit with heat. This one as it is. Whatever it is, we have the problem of, because here, most of them are not air-conditioned, few ProMasters, this, and we also have postmasters who are hostile. Or, really, I have only met one like this. Then being for a master's, because when they start like you for beat, well, they start more or less with the mentality of postman, but when they put pressure on him, well, they want the position and they go back to the fall into the games from the supervisors, but only a few. That we met at a recent meeting, what does it say? Look, if you treat the postman, people, these, it's not very good connection, I think, but it does, listen. Hey, Rudy, and everything all over. Is it in Spanish? I mean, the books, the manuals, union meetings. Everything is in English or Spanish? In English, in English. What if a person can't read English? We usually translate it the same. Supervisor translates it into Spanish, because since the majority here are bilingual, but of those who do not know English, this, the supervisor reads it in English, and then he comes and translates it to Al. Spanish. It will translate for. Convenience of. He stops it abruptly and tells him, remember that the article says such a thing goes, and then, but their meetings are in Spanish or English when you get together. Not the meeting, usually in Spanish, because in Spanish, yes, here most of us only had one. Good too. We had two managers who, they were English. So one for the pandemic that, I don't know where she ended up because she came from Puerto Rico and came back, she left. This one, but yeah, they sent him back. Yes, he left. He left in the pandemic. This was chaos here. This, but here in Puerto Rico, no. There weren't meant. Accessibility of what Amazon is. You know, the boom from Amazon came after the pandemic. The Amazon boom came after the pandemic, and they're the bosses. They didn't want to hire the staff, and when they saw that the volume of packages never went down, well, then they hired personal people. But a few have already become regular or they got tired. They quit. There are postmen here. There are a few turnover, but there is turnover because in spite of everything, the salary is not as good as before. Do you know the expenses are more in Puerto Rico? What in the United States, right? Regularly, it has its pros and cons. You know, if you have a home, well, there are quite a few. If you have a good promissory note on your home, then it's a little better than in the United States. But what is food? Certain types of food. Because there are more cars here than that there are vehicles, which is the transportation. Because here, public transportation, there is none. There is no public transportation. This, as such, everyone has to have your own car. Here, you have to have your own car to have transportation. This one, yes, more expense. Yes, more expense. This, but here, this one. Yes, the fight here is mostly 12 hours.
After the pandemic,
This, you know, before and after the pandemic, this has been something very different here in Puerto Rico, because here I started in Virginia, and in Virginia, as there has always been, you know, I've been there and I've always been there. There were a lot of packages, but what SPRS are, this is not. Do you know the SPRS small packages? It's not the same as that. Here in Puerto Rico, here they do ask for a lot of small trinkets.
many small packages that are quite
Economic. Well, here it is bought, but the big packages came after the pandemic. Before the pandemics, there were 35 packages. Not now, now they take us down. 80, 90, 100 per
Y
route.
eso
And
es
that's apart
aparte
from the
de los,
SPRs.
SPRs.
That's right, the SPRs used to be. I will put this here instead of putting them in the fridge. Do they put them in sacks? In the sacks, they come yellow, right? Well, before half a sack came, one day, strong a sack, not now. Now there are 12 exos, two minimum one. And if there are not two, 1.5. Sack. SPR ST120 SPRs over the entire route. Even if it is comfortable, a comfortable route, does it have that amount of volume? It's like absurdity in question. Here after the pandemic, this one came a lot, but here the problem that we also have it in the direction. Here we always put what is urbanization. Here we have the area that is urbanization first. And then we go to the street. And in America, it's always the street. Exactly. The street always took first and then urbanization. Blah, blah, blah. Even when you get into the mail, when you enter the page in the mail, you go into the street and everything. And when you put Puerto Rico, you see one section at the bottom that says urbanization. That we have another one so soon, you put PR. This one automatically refreshes and a window appears below so that you're put the urbanization. That is another difference that we have with the United States. I end up like us. Puerto Rico is Spanish. Well, that translation problem, and we only have everything. When new books come, there are then reading them in English, seeing the difference, the manuals. The manuals. You already understand when we are in school, and all we're fighting with the staff, as such with human resources. Well, here, mostly Puerto Rican and Spanish is spoken. And they always try to translate it. Here, the only problem we have is that watching the videos, or the videos that come from the United States, they do everything in English. You know, don't you? Instead of translating it to different languages I had already spoken previously with one of the colleagues, that certain types of manuals should be in different languages because not only Spanish. And, you know, in America, there are more Chinese languages. I don't know, you know, different languages that are there. This is the Hindus. This at least where I work. What language of the world is spoken here in States? United? Exactly, at least there. In Virginia, I worked with Hindu. This one with people from Africa. Do you know? I think that, like hell, you know, in Virginia, and it was Virginia, it wasn't New York, which, you know, New York, there is everything. This, that. But yes, here, at least in question, what is the language? Because we have the problem, in terms of reading it, at least I read it in English. This is not a deal. I don't translate it literally into Spanish, because this and what is the manual, because if you use Google Translate, it doesn't work for you. Exactly the same. No, it's not the same meaning, because I try to find the word I don't know. So there I look for that one in the dictionary, then I translate it. This, but here we really... Another problem we have here is in question of, as I had said, transportation. But then they put us in 3 towns. But then they put us in 3 towns, and not here. We have an express that it takes us directly there in 20 minutes, and I cross 50 miles. No, here, you cross 50 miles, you give the minimum 3 hours or 2 hours. Exactly, you get into the lights, the plugs on the express trains, accidents. It's not, you know me in Virginia. Yeah, I was going 25 or 30 miles, and that was 20 minutes for me there. Not here, here. Here, 20 miles is a minimum of 1 hour and a half. More or less. In terms of traffic, when there's traffic, those are like this, but not in. Matter of him. The sun rains here because it's like Florida. I mean, it's more or less than, it's a weather thing. It's like Florida. It's like Florida in terms of climate. We're like Florida, the sun is fine, powerful, and suddenly there falls a downpour. And then later it is said
Dicen
Florida,
¿no?
right?
En
Florida or
o
Florida?
Florida.
Florida.
Hey. Sí,
Yes, Florida. In Spanish, Florida.
¿Cómo
As they
se
say in
dice
Texas,
en Texas?
the same Florida or Florida.
Yo
La
Florida.
Florida.
In Spanish,
la
Florida.
Florida.
Florida or what?
Hey,
No,
Is it the same as the same? Then
hey, igual, es igual.
this, but not here.
Pero no, acá,
In terms of climate, well, we have that. We are more or less the same, as is Florida. And low. What I would like to see is the Virgin Islands. Virgin's Islands.
I have tried to look for people from the
Virgin's Islands. St. Thomas. You know about St. Thomas, that. That's part of the mail too, right?
correo también, ¿verdad?
There's mail and it's not there. I haven't been able to contact those people. You know, I wanted to try contact you. Look, we are neighbors, and even in staff of us. In question of what human resources are, and by master's degree, they go there
They have to go.
to show your face there. In question of the master's degree, what words or terms are used in Puerto Rico? That is, how do they describe the job? I work there. That one stops, for example, a relay. How is it called a relay, or what do they say? Don't remember that we have Anglicism here in Puerto Rico. We have the two languages, and we say relay. We also use
Usan la palabra en inglés.
Los Angeles.
Grievance. That's it.
The grievance is used, you know, it is a grievance. It is stipulated like a complaint, like a. I think Gigi didn't teach herself that.
Enseñó eso.
Yes, the complaint is used here.
No, no, fuiste tú.
He didn't say it. Caesar said it now. Puerto Rico. What I shouted at him, do you want a lawsuit here in Puerto Rico? And he heard it, and then he said it then, but here he is told because, at least to the grievances, this is called complaints. Yeah, this one. Hey, Rudy, in the kickoffs. What do they call OSG? What are kickoffs? I worked in California, and in California, they called them swings is when they give you a portion of another route. Stop it. Split.
Pivot.
Here it is called split or help. Splits or help. A handoff.
No, ayuda.
A handoff.
Una
Help.
ayuda. Yeah, a help. Like help.
Yeah, that's help.
Sí, así,
Here it says-
ayuda. Acá se le dice
Auxiliary
Yes.
assistance.
Exactly.
Sí, exacto.
Auxiliary assistance.
En Virginia era split.
But here in terms of language, well,
Pero acá
we are, you know, we have
lenguaje, pues, nosotros somos,
two languages.
tenemos
This,
dos
but
lenguajes.
we mostly use
Mayormente utilizamos
certain words. English too.
palabras
Like
de-
route,
como
is it
route,
called route here?
acá
This
se
scanner
dice
is still a scanner.
el scanner
You know
sigue
what?
siendo
It is
scanner,
not told.
o
It
sea,
is, he tells him like this, I need a scanner, this cutoff time. The cutoff time stays like this. When you are going to cut, it is called cutoff time, like, which is called cutoff time. It's always been said that way. This, but if here in question of the problem of Spanish English, the only thing we have is in the manuals. And why? Are they in English? Exactly. English, but because the operation. The bad thing about working in Puerto Rico is that they
También
can't talk
lo
about
malo de
the
trabajar en
supervisors
Puerto
because
Rico
they
es que
understand
no
you.
pueden hablar
Do
más
you
de
understand
los
what they're
supervisores
saying?
porque te entienden, le
Nothing
entienden
here,
lo que están
administration. We
diciendo.
said what we wanted to
No,
because he
aquí
didn't
no hay
understand.
Administración decíamos
Here there's
acá,
respect to
porque no
desire and
nos
respect
entendían.
because just as there are
Ahora hay
hostile
respeto,
supervisors,
ahora hay
since
respeto, porque
they're not
aquí
here.
como
You know,
hay supervisores
do they
hostiles,
say it
pues
to your
aquí no,
face?
tú sabes, se le-
No, there's none here.
se lo dicen en la
Here,
cara. No,
there's
aquí
no
hay.
one or the other, but whatever you want,
Aquí,
he tells him
no,
how
hay alguno
I don't
que
know if you
otro,
say
pero
it to your
como quiera
face.
se le dice como que no.
To her.
Sí,
That
se
is the
le dice en
problem
la
of the
cara, sí.
Boricua.
A ella.
Well,
Ese es el problema
they are all
del boricua, que
cocksuckers.
todos son.
Exactly.
Ya se le dice
Yes, yes. I didn't want to say those words. We are in public.
Sí, sí, no quería decir esas palabras.
And
que estamos
in
en
public,
pero-
he said, and
Ya
they
se-
call him
ya
bull.
se
You know,
dice-
the other
ya
bull.
dijo.
Instead of
le
bull,
dicen
they say the other
toro,
word.
O sea, la otra de toro. En vez
This-
de toro le dicen la otra palabra.
This one, but yes.
Este,
Good, okay. How would you like this union?
Bueno,
Ok,
les,
Rudy,
To
¿cómo
progress.
te gustaría
I mean,
que,
you who
que
look
esta
there
unión
in
progresara?
what
O
is
sea,
it?
tú que
You
miras
feel that it
ahí
is needed.
¿qué es lo que
Instead, here,
sientes
thank
tú
God
que
this.
se necesita el
mira,
cambio?
Since July and
aquí,
Margaret
gracias
and
a Dios,
Christopher,
este,
they have
desde
entered
que
here in
Julio y Margaret y
in power,
Christopher
this has
han
improved a lot in
entrado aquí
Question: What is the union? This has
han
unified
mejorado
the
mucho en cuestión de lo
stations.
que es unión.
In question of
Han
the
unificado las
guys'
estaciones
tours
en
before,
cuestión de los chichos tours. Antes, cuando yo llegué
when I arrived here in
en el
2008,
2008,
2018 meetings were
las
canceled.
reuniones se cancelaban a cada rato.
For a while
Ahora
now,
sí,
they're done.
mayormente,
Mostly,
si
and
no
if
hay
there is no
quórum, se
quorum, it is
hace y
done,
se
and
hace
at
por
least
lo
it
menos
does
un
on summary
resumen
of
de
everything.
todo. Y se
And
les
all the
dice
shop stewards are
a
told
todos
that
los shop stewards que
we
estuvimos,
were, and if
ya
by any
eso se
chance a
pasa el
message is
mensaje
passed
de,
from,
mira,
this was
se habló
talked
de
about,
esto,
and if this
lo
is important,
importante que
That
let's see,
el
the only fact
único
we
issue
have
que
is in the,
tenemos es en el, como
like
en todos
everywhere, the
lados,
date to
el
you,
DRT, que
that we
nosotros
make the
hacemos las
complaints,
querellas
and
y
that's it.
que
You lost.
Yeah, but
oh,
Connection. Oh, that's it.
Sí,
Yes,
porque mi
because my
esposa
wife
me
called
llamó,
me.
porque mi esposa
Because
me
my,
llamó,
here
acá
at
por lo
least,
menos,
you
tú
know,
sabes, queremos
we wanted to
poder
solve
resolver las
the complaints here
querellas
in
aquí
step A,
todas,
but there are
pero
already
ya hay unos
a few that were
cuantos
watered.
que se regó, vamos a
Let's put
poner
the hold
los
downs.
hold downs,
What?
que,
Oh
no,
no,
que
what? This, a few have already been
la
resolved
SANSE
by the
soltó unas cuantas por el
DRT.
y el DRT lo que
What he
estableció
established was,
fue que
what if 8
no
hours or
se
40 hours is not
cumplió
met?
las 8 horas o 40 horas,
Hours,
pues
well,
se
it
le
will
va a
be
cumplir.
fulfilled.
Hay que
You have to
pagarle
pay
esas
for those hours,
pero
but
aquí
here
en
in,
Puerto Rico.
con el
with the
puerto
fourth staff
personal
that
que nosotros tenemos,
we have, this, you know, always works
tú
more
sabes,
than 8.
siempre se trabaja más de 8.
Mostly just a small town is that. It may be that it is less time, but in Los Pueblos metro area, in some towns that, although they are little ones, they have expensive urbanizations. They are because there is what, which is Vega Baja Dorado. These towns are small, but they have urbanizations that they receive volume from Amazon because they are people of children who are living there now. But here the problem we have is mostly a lot of people end up there. They are this discontent in question of what the president and the board, you know, and your decision making here. Everyone has told me, like, look, it's not about you, it's not about here. Shut him up. It's because of the things that are happening at the level,
Nationally and at the level of everything.
you know, all the things of injustices that that's the problem we really have. What then? You have to wait from the 20th to the 26th as it is. So I have tried to do the push to try to make a change sooner, but it's a little difficult. Are we going to be ready to do that?
Necessary change in the union.
National? Surely. Look, we really appreciate you being here. Everyone and pass on their ideas. And talk to us. Here we have already spent more than 1 hour, almost an hour and a half. I don't want the episode to be too long, and nobody wants to listen to us next time. Because I want to do more. Episodes in Spanish, and that way they pay attention to us. But if they have any final words, Now to close the episode, and as I tell you, we're going to do more episodes in the future. I'm even going to do one, pure questions and answers, where they can ask anything. As a candidate for president of the union, and I want to offer to any member, we have already done one of these in English, and I will do another one in Spanish for maybe October or November. Well, when there's a chance, we open it to any member who has any questions, and what do you want to ask, and I answer to that, and we do that live show. So let's make the announcement. When can we do that? But hey, to finish the program here, they have final words, or are they all right, or what do they mean? Gigi, what do you tell us back in New Jersey?
Yes, no.
Se corta.
Yeah, no,
Is she talking?
Está hablando, pero se corta.
I don't know the connection anymore or what's going on there. Well, I'm quick.
Rápido,
Rigoberto
From San Antonio. Thank you for everything.
Oh, thanks to you.
Thanks to Jorge Valdez. Thanks for everything. Thanks for everything, Mike. To you, sir. Jose Aguilar from Brownville, thank you for everything, and I hope more programs like this continue. Spanish. And do you ask above all because there are many members who have questions that I asked them, they want me to, did you ask anything? But soon if he does another one, yes. He invites me with pleasure. I will make the questions that friends here have. The companions, thank you. All right, we do it to him.
Bien, si lo hacemos.
Come here.
Gracias a ti.
Salvador.
Salvador.
Yes, no. Well, thanks to Salvador, he stays from here, Brownsville, to Texas sporting FT6 there with colleague Luis Aguilar Cano. This too, since they are, is a privilege to be here with you. Give him the thoughts to all of you so that learn from you. If you understand me, never stop anyone from learning anything new. Everything is learnable. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for have allowed us to be here, sharing our opinions, our experiences with this type of manager, and to be able to move forward more honorable. We'll do things as they should be. The contract, to respect the contract, obey the contract, and then defend each other, because without the union as a union should be, no, you can't beat anything. Look, if we are involved, if we are divided, why not? No, you don't like me. I don't. Whatever you want. That's not union. That's what we're doing here right now. Sharing our experiences. Power, yes.
Stand up from those debts that we have with
Yes, with management that always wants to attack us and dare. But as he said, Michoacana, let's grab some questions. More, let's see what we can ask. You guys, so that I can share with them, so that be able to learn. And one that is from Chapster. We don't have to stop there. We have to continue learning to be able to return with information and educate the postman.
not just
Keep all the information for you. Same, because as soon as it is useful, but share all the information that we learn from each one of us and all the spots, apps that let's go. And so we are going to progress. If not, we are not going to progress and we are going to get stuck or same thing. Well said, sir. Caesar, the last word, or Rudy.
Sí. Rudy,
Okay.
go ahead.
This, gee, thank you for always being, do you know, informative, being transparent in the things that were happening at the level, really national. Since I've always followed, a few. So on social networks, this is in question. Of those who are informing everyone at the level before this boom came, this I have been always trying to get into the union and check the information, but this is thanks to technology, because everything is now, the world is,
knowing what they are.
the manuals and everyone is talking and joining. There you go. And we're not, and his wife spoke to him again. Yes, she called me again. Thank you now. Get to the house, sir. I'm not here, waiting. Yeah, well, it took me about 30 minutes from the station to work, and he was still out at 8:30. And as he had told me at 9, I said, I came in at 5:30 to say, come on, check how I am, what and when. They're already connected. Come on, sorry. That I arrived late. This, but yes, this, I always thank you for having started to say the information like this on the network, social. Thank you very much for, that we are joining, and everyone is consciousness of the things we must do, like communion. Very good, very good. Caesar, final word, sir. Yes, thank you very much, Mike, for the time. What did you do to make this podcast in Spanish? Simply for all the people who are speaking the Spanish language, or yes? If you don't know, try to inform yourself more than you can.
Managers always want.
That one does not know as little as possible. Get help. If the help is not this, there's always someone who's determined to help. This one, well, to all the Latinos. If not, if you understand, I mean, we made a change in rejecting the contract. I mean, no, I don't think it's been said before. But I mean, just all the people who voted for this, for that, and once before for that contract, he has then to be involved more in the state conventions, in the commissions, those nationals. If they really want change, don't wait for someone to do it for you. You just have to do it. start going
empieces
to the
a ir
meetings
a
of
a las juntas
your
de sus
unions,
uniones,
because
porque si
if
tú
you are
no
not in
estás
that in the
en esas
national
convenciones
conventions,
nacionales, o sea,
I mean, there
no
will
va a
be no
haber
changes.
cambios si tú
If
no
you're not
estás ahí.
there, just get
Simplemente
more involved.
involúcrate más,
Ask if you don't know
pregunta,
anyone.
si
Well, now
no
you do.
sabes, pues ahora sí,
My
mi
name is
nombre es
Cesar
César
Hernandez. I
Hernández,
am
soy
from
Ubaldo,
Texas, and if
Texas,
ever,
y
if
si
not,
alguna vez
you
quieres
want to
hablar
talk to me.
conmigo,
My
mi
number is
número es
830-279-4501. Send me a text.
830-279-4501. Mándame un
More, a text before
texto
to know
antes
who
para
you
saber
are.
quién eres. Y
And
pues,
well,
o sea,
that is here. That is for what I know
para lo que se pueda
can
hacer
do to
para
help you
ayudarte,
here.
aquí
We
estamos.
are,
disponible.
how do you
Como
say
dices,
no?
no,
But
no,
as
no,
they
no,
say,
no,
we
no,
say all
pero
Mexicans,
como dicen,
we're going to
decimos
kick
todos los
ass.
mexicanos, vamos a
Where you
tirar
don't have to
chingazos.
stop with this.
No, no hay
Mike,
que parar con eso, Mike.
thank you very much.
Muchas
A
gracias.
huevo.
Final word.
What
Arriba la
happened?
final. ¿Qué pasó?
Me, that was the final word.
Yo para mí eso
We
era
can
la
now end the
palabra
program.
final. Ya podemos acabar con el programa.
But hey, I thank you all.
Pero bueno, les agradezco
And to
a
Gigi that we
todos,
lost, I create a
y a la
connection,
Gigi que la perdimos,
failed or whatever.
conexión fallada o
But
lo
this,
que
as I
sea.
tell you, would not be
Pero
the
como les digo,
last time that
no sería la última
we
vez
have that
que-
kind of
que,
discussion
tenemos ese tipo de
in Spanish.
discusión en
Because we have
español,
several members who
porque tenemos varios
speak that
miembros
language or feel more
que hablan
comfortable
ese idioma o
speaking in
sienten más
Spanish,
cómodos
and we
hablando
want to make a
español,
union that
y queremos hacer una
which is for
unión
everyone,
que-
as you say.
que es para todos, como ustedes
So have a good
dicen.
night. May you be
Entonces, que pasen
insurance
buena
there
noche,
in
que
their
estén seguros
his
ahí
work
en
on his
sus-
routes.
sus
I thank
trabajos,
you
en
and
sus rutas. Les agradezco.
see you next time. Thank you.
Nos vemos para la próxima.
Good night.
Gracias.
Good
Buenas
night.
noches.
Thanks, Mike. Hey,
Buenas noches.
Gracias, Mike.
Muy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
I mean, hey, they're gonna run it on this one.